Good morning, students. Our next chapter from the physics is work, energy and power. I will start with the topic work. What is work? We generally use that word, right? Either we are eating, either we are studying, right? So generally when if I am eating, if I used to say that I am working. If I am reading, if I am studying, then I used to say I am working, right? But is it a work? In case of physics, in physics, we generally say that this is not the work. The work is the term that is related to the displacement of the body, right? Whenever the displacement is there, right, the work is said to be done when a force is applied on a body and it makes the body to move, right? If I am forcing this board, right, if I am applying the force on this board and it is not moving, then I am not doing any work. Either I am applying force for 1 hour, 2 hours, for 2 minutes, how much time I am taking to apply the force over here? It doesn't matter. But if the board is not moving, then the work is not said to be done. The work is said to be done whenever the force is being applied and object moves in a particular direction. If object shows the displacement, right, then it is said that the work is said to be done. Just like if I push the chair, the chair moves, that means the work is being done. But if I am pushing a wall, if a wall is there and a person is applying the force over here, the wall will move? No. So in that case, no any work is said to be done, right? So either we are cycling, in cycling we apply the force in pedal and the cycle moves in further direction, right? Either we are pulling a cart or going upstairs, coming downstairs. So these are what? These are the examples of work done, right? But if I am pushing a wall, right, or if I am pushing a thing that is not being moving after the application of force, then the work is not said to be done. Now next comes the measurement of force. Measurement of force. Now here I have said that what is work, when the work is said to be done. But now how much? This is the measurement of work. Now how much work is being done? That completely measurement of work depends upon the force and the displacement. As I said, work is said to be done only when the force applied on a body makes the body move, right? So it depends upon the force, how much the force is being applied on the body, and with how much force the body is moving, how much displacement. For example, I am taking first case, a body is there, right? At this body F1 force is being applied, at this body F2 force is being applied, right? And they move a distance, the same distance they have moved. They have come to here, both are moving the same distance. But if F1 is greater than F2, then if this is the displacement S and this is the displacement S, while applying the force F1 and F2, right, the displacement is same. But if F1 is greater than F2, then your work done by a first person will be more than by the work done by the second person, right? That means more the force is being applied, more will be the work done, right, for the same displacement. Second thing is that if two persons are applying the same force, here F force and here F force, but this object is moving S1 displacement and this one object has moved S2 displacement. Now the force are same, but if S1 is greater than S2, then work 1 will be greater than work done by second person. That means if a body is moving, if the body is having higher displacement, then the work is said to be done more. That means your work completely depends upon the magnitude of the force and the magnitude of the displacement. So what else we can say? The amount of work done by a force is equal to the product of force and the displacement of the point of application of the force in the direction of the force, right? So work done is what? Force multiplied by the displacement. And displacement in which direction? it is in the direction of the force, right? So if the object is here at A position and the force is being applied at this, right, then if the object has moved from A to B, that means displacement has been done from A to B, and if it is S, so your work will be what? It will be F into S, right? But so generally, if I say if the object is not moving, if I am applying the force over here and the object is not moving, so displacement will be 0. So in that case, work done will be 0. That means if after applying the force the object is not moving, then in that case your work done will be 0, right? That means if a force acts on a body and the body does not move, then displacement is 0 and hence there will be no work. Your work is a scalar quantity. In your 9th standard, a lot of times you have learned about what is scalar quantity and what is vector quantity. Scalar quantities are the quantity which has only magnitude, and vector which has magnitude as well as direction, right? So work is what? It is a scalar quantity. Next, I will prove that why it is scalar quantity. First of all, we will go for the expression of work. How to calculate the work? Expression of work, that is Fs cos theta. Here I have said that work is F into S when the displacement is in the direction of force. But it is always that if I am applying the force and the object is moving in the same direction? No. For example, if there is a slope over here and the object is here, right? Now, if the force is being applied here, if in this object the force is applied, right? The force I am applying in this direction, see? But in which direction the object will move? It will move in this direction. If it is A position and the object has reached at B position, right? So displacement will be this one, right? So in which direction it is moving? Is it in the direction of force? No, right? So in that case, how to calculate the work, that I will explain. In these two cases, we can find the work first by finding, first case is what? By finding the component of displacement in direction of force, right? And second is that by finding component of force in direction of displacement. That means if the object is not moving in the direction of force, right, then in that case the expression of work is to be calculated by any one of the two methods. First method is that by finding the component of displacement in the direction of force. Second is by finding the component of force in the direction of displacement. So by finding either of the component, we will calculate the expression of the work. So first is by finding the component of displacement in the direction of the force. See here, the object is at A position when the force F is being applied. Then it will move to B position, so displacement will be S, right? So the displacement is not in the direction of force, right? It is making an angle theta with the direction of the force, because force is here. So component of displacement, this is what? Displacement, right? So its component in the direction of force will be this one. If I calculate this one, see what I have done, I have drawn a perpendicular from the height of the object where it has reached to the base, right? So this A to C, this AC will be what? It will be the component of displacement, right? And it is in which direction? Force is in this direction and the component is also in this direction. That means if I calculate AC, then I will get to know the component of displacement, right? So how to calculate AC? Now see this triangle. This is right angle triangle, right? So if I calculate, first work done will be what? Force into displacement in the direction of force, right? So displacement over here, it will be what? AC, because this AC is in the direction of force. So the work done will be force into AC, right? So how to calculate AC? I don't know what is AC. So take cos theta. Cos theta is what? It is based upon height. So can I write AC upon AB, right? So cos theta will be what? AC. I am putting as it is. AB is what? S. S is what? Our displacement. So AC will be what? AC is the S cos theta, right? Now put the value of AC in the formula. Work done is what? F into AC. So F into S cos theta. So our work done becomes F S cos theta, where F is what? It is force. S is what? It is the displacement. And theta is what? It is the angle between force and displacement, right? So if the object is not moving in the direction of the force, it is moving in other direction, just by having Fs cos theta, you can calculate the work done. This is your first method in which you have find the component of displacement in the direction of the force, right? Our next method is by finding the component of force in the direction of displacement. So by finding the component of force along the displacement, here this PA, this vector PA, what it shows, it represents the magnitude and the direction of force acting on the body, right? So then the component of force in the direction of displacement, it will be what? If I draw, right, this will be what? This is the component of force in the direction of displacement. If I put N and this is 90 degree, and if this is theta, this is theta, right? Now, so work done will be what? Work done, what I said, force and displacement in the same direction. So it will be NA into displacement, right? So now taking this triangle PAN, see, cos theta will be what? This is right angle triangle over here. So this is base. Cos theta is what? Base upon hypotenuse. So it will become NA upon PA, right? So can I write that NA is equal to PA cos theta. And what is PA? I earlier said that PA represents the magnitude of the force, right? So NA will be what? It will be F cos theta. Now I am having that W is equal to NA into S. So NA is what? F cos theta into S, or I can write Fs cos theta. So this is your expression of work done. So either by calculating the component of force in the direction of displacement, or either by calculating the component of displacement in the direction of the force, you can calculate the expression of the work. And expression of work is what? It is Fs cos theta, where F is the force, S is the displacement, and theta is the angle between the force and the displacement, right? So we can say your work depends upon force, magnitude of the force, and also work depends upon the displacement, right? And also on the theta, you can say in which direction the displacement is being done, right? So there are three factors on which your work depends: cosine theta, force, and the displacement. Higher the force, higher will be the work done. Higher the displacement, higher will be the work done. And next I will explain you the special cases, but before that, see, here work done is Fs cos theta. F is what? It is a vector quantity. And displacement is also vector quantity, right? So work done over here is what? It is a dot product of two vector quantities, F into S. So whenever we have dot product of two vector quantity is what? It becomes scalar. So that's why your work is what? Work is a scalar quantity. Why? Because work done depends upon the force and displacement, and force and displacement both are the vector quantity. So as the work done is the dot product of force and displacement, so the work done is a scalar quantity. So next I am explaining you the special cases. So first case is that if the displacement is in the direction of the force. For example, an object is there and the force is applied over here. The object is moving in the same direction, right? The force is being applied and S is there, right? So theta here is how much? It is 0 degree because both are moving in the same direction. So the theta will become 0. Now work done is what? F S cos theta. So F into S cos 0 degree. And cos 0 is how much? Cos 0 is always 1. So it will be the Fs, right? So that means if the object is moving in the direction of the force, then your work done will depend only on the force and the displacement. For example, if I say a ball is there and it is moving towards the ground, right? So gravity is downward, so this weight mg will act downward, and if it is at the height of it is moving downward. So your work done, your force is also in the same direction and the displacement of ball is also in the same direction. So in that case, your work done will be what? It will be mgh, that will be positive, you can see, right? Similarly, a pulley does work on load when it raises up against the force of gravity, right? So these are, whenever I can say if the object is moving in the same direction of the force, the work done is always 0. Your work done is always F into S because your cos 0 becomes 1. Next case is what? Case 2 is what? If theta is equal to 90 degree. For example, if a person is standing and a weight is over there, right? So the weight is acting downward, but the person is moving in this direction. Now see, weight is walking downward, but the displacement is in this direction. So angle is how much? It is 90 degrees. Just like pulley are having the weight on his head, right? And they are having the weight is acting downward and their displacement is any other direction. So at that case, angle becomes 90 degrees. So your work done is Fs cos theta. Fs cos 90 because the angle in between the force and the displacement is how much? 90. But cos 90 degrees is how much? It is 0. So Fs into 0, it will become 0. So your work done will be 0. So what we can say, if the object is moving in the perpendicular direction of the force, then it is said that the work done is 0. Similarly, in the circular motion, what happens if I calculate here? The force is acting in direction, but centripetal force is always what? It is inside it, and force is what? It is at the tangent, and tangent and radius are always perpendicular, right? So force is acting over here, centripetal force is in the direction, but the motion is in this direction, right? So angle between both is how much? 90 degree. So in that case, work done will be 0, right? So whenever there is angle of 90 degree in between force and displacement, then your work done will be 0. So conditions for the work done to be 0 is what? If either S is 0 or either theta is 90 degree. In both of the cases, work done will be 0 because if the displacement is not there, if the object is not moving, then displacement is 0. And if the angle between force and displacement is 90 degree, in that case again your work done will be 0. Your third case is that if the displacement is in opposite direction of the force. So if the force is applied in this direction but motion is in this direction, then angle will be how much? It is 180 degree. So your work done is what? F S cos theta. So it will become F into S into cos 180 degree. So cos 180 is how much? So cos 180 is minus 1. So it will become, work done will be minus of F into S. That means if the object is moving in opposite direction to the force, then work done will be what? It will be negative. But if the object is moving in the same direction, then the work done will be positive. So what are the examples of these? For example, if a body moves on the surface, see, if the body is moving in this direction, then the friction force is always in opposite direction, right? So in that case, motion and friction force are both in opposite direction. That means friction force always, the work done by the force of friction is always negative, right? Work done by the friction force is always negative, right? Another example I can take, if you are bouncing a ball upward, right? So your weight of the body is acting downward, but it has taken a height of h, right? So in that case, again your work done will be what? It will be minus mgh. Why? Because the body is against the gravity, right? So in that case, that means the work done by the force of gravity in displacement h is what? Minus mgh, that is negative, right? So whenever the body is moving upward against the gravity, so it will be what? It will be the negative work done. Next is work done by the force of gravity, that is mgh. So in that case, I have told you that work done is what? F into s, right? In case of gravity, force becomes how much? Mg, and s, the displacement done by body, it becomes h. So in that case, work done by the gravity is always mgh. Next comes the unit of work done. So your work is what? Force into displacement, right? So SI unit of force is how much? Newton. SI unit of displacement is what? Meter, right? So SI unit of work done is how much? It is Newton meter. So what you can say, that 1 joule SI unit is what? It is joule, and 1 joule is equal to Newton meter, right? So you can say that 1 joule of work is said to be done when a force of 1 Newton displaces the body by 1 meter, right? So SI unit of work is how much? What? Joule, and we have converted. This is the derived unit, the derived SI unit of work done, right? Now bigger units will be what? Kilojoule, megajoule, or you can say gigajoule. These are what? These are the bigger units. 1 kilojoule is how much? 10 power 3 joule. 1 megajoule is how much? Is 10 power 6 joule. And if I say about gigajoule, it is how much? 10 power 9 joule. These are the conversion of bigger units to the smaller units. If I do the CGS unit of work is what? It is earth, right? And 1 earth is equal to, it is 1 dyne into 1 centimeter. This is the CGS unit of work. Now, what is the relation between CGS and SI unit? See, 1 joule is how much? It is 1 Newton into 1 meter, and earlier I have told you that 1 Newton is equal to how much? 10 power 5 dyne, right? So can I write that 1 joule is equal to, instead of 1 Newton, I will write 10 power 5 dyne, and 1 meter is equal to how much? 10 power 2 centimeter. So it will become 10 power 7 dyne centimeter. What is dyne centimeter? Dyne centimeter is earth. So can I write that 1 joule is equal to 10 power 7 earth. This is the relation between SI and the CGS unit of work done.